Hello everyone and welcome back to Sudden Wealth. I hope you guys are doing very well. By the way, the setup is now further changing. Actually, not to share a little bit about myself, I actually got married very recently and I'll be going on honeymoon over the coming days. So you'll see me in an even more different setup from this. So this is, let's call it a intermediary step into that. But if you do enjoy the content, please consider dropping that like and subscribe. It really helps the channel, so thank you very much for your support. Now, we had the Fed cutting rates by 50 basis points. I honestly thought 25 basis points would be better, but 50 is a possibility, and I will keep giving you, the stats are the statistics. No, they are what they are numbers. Every time that the Fed has cut the average returns when the first cut was 25 basis points for the S&P 500 after 1 year was plus 11%, and when the first rate cut was plus 15%, and when the first cut was 50 basis points, the average return of the S&P 500 post 1 year was negative 11%. Will this repeat? Will this follow the trend? Will this be above or below? It's anybody's guess at this stage. We did have a bit of a buy the rumor, sell the news event. So we had the prices of pretty much every asset spiking during the announcement. And then when Powell started to talk, we had a bit of a sell-off. We had actually quite a strong sell-off into the evening. And we've discussed this at length here in the channel. That buy the rumor, sell the news event could last 1 day, 1 afternoon, 1 week, 3 days, 4 days. It all depends on how strongly the market starts to price in other events. Basically, the S&P did a new all-time high. Dow Jones has put in a new all-time high. Nasdaq is trailing a little bit. Russell pumped the hardest, but also dropped on Friday. As I've mentioned before many times, the Russell 2000 shows you closer, it tracks closer to the real economy, to the everyday people's lives, which means it's much more sensible to interest rates than any other segment. So that's why you see the Russell pump the hardest and dump the hardest whenever interest rates are by far the number one concern out there. Now, as for crypto, Bitcoin now sits above, at the time of this recording, above 63,000. So all of a sudden, people now like Bitcoin more. Once again, as I've said before, it's the same Bitcoin. Don't forget, September tends to be the Rectember month, but we did have 3 times out of 14 years where it was green. So it's very possible that it can be green this time. And actually, it seems that what we've been discussing it in the channel for a while now, that this has been the cycle of front running, that we may start to front run. You remember this, guys? Maybe we start to front run the strong Q4 a little bit in September, but on the second half of September, just like we've been front running everything else during this cycle. So if you want to give a nickname to this cycle so far, it's the front running cycle. We've seen that over and over and over again. However, I still believe that Q4 2024 will be a very strong year. I think more people in the market start to realize that is not so much about the political party that wins, is mostly about liquidity, is mostly about currency debasement. As long as more of the currency gets created, risk assets, particularly crypto, will do very well. What's the trade-off? If you are a young person trying to buy a house or buying ownership in assets, it's more and more difficult every single year for you. So it's not a free lunch, there's a trade-off. Ownership. When did we find about this? Well, Davos meeting, which is basically the world elite that meets every year in January, they've told us already, by 2030 or something like that, you will own nothing and you'll be happy. That's the plan. Now it's up to you to position the best way you see fit. I've mentioned, in my view, crypto is the way. Maybe in your view is something else. We will be here to track and to compare and to see who was right. I hope all of us win. Statistically, it's unlikely, but I do hope that all of us can win and that we can do very, very well, regardless of the asset price or the asset class that we put our hopes on. Then, going forward, I still think until the election will be volatile time periods. I don't think everything is as great as people are getting the feeling. Again, the complacency feeling. We've discussed this ad nauseum, by the way, here. What did we do with Bitcoin? We tested 52,250. What was 52,250? The 50 simple moving average, the 50 weekly simple moving average. That's it. There was no collapse. There was no impending end of the world. Nothing like that. It was a simple retest of a moving average. Unfortunately, that doesn't sell. You see, anything that I can tell you in 30 seconds or less doesn't sell. I need to go and if we map this cycle with the movements of Venus and Mars and the movements of the moon and the blood moon and the blue moon, and then if you put it in the middle, and then if you draw these trend lines and you make them go up and down and you try to draw both in the chart, then in that specific case we can have, but no, it's a simple retest of the moving average. That's all. There's no big conspiracy theory. There's no big, oh my God, what's this magic? It's just this. By the way, it was so funny to watch Harry Dent's video because he was predicting again. He said the top was in, everything was finished. We are now going nothing but down from here. 50 basis points rate cut. That won't do anything. It doesn't matter. The top is in, straight down from here. So if you watch his latest video that he posted yesterday, he doesn't know what to say. Basically, it's just hilarious to me. Peter Schiff is running a victory lap, despite the fact that gold has barely made 50% of his 14-year-old late prediction. And the funniest part is we still didn't even put a new all-time high adjusted for the government inflation, not even the currency debasement, which is average 8% per year. No, just the government's CPLI. We still haven't made a new all-time high since 2011 in real terms. But again, he's already leveraging it to, increase his audience, getting his speaking fees in, get, more people to buy his garbage funds, the usual drill. Finally, it's good to see Andy above 100 million market cap once again, HOPPY above 30 million market cap. The theory, as the Matt Fury is now also above 1 million market cap. The theory has not changed. It's basically the creations of Matt Fury should do very well. I prefer the ones in Ethereum because Ethereum has not pumped yet, which means there's more upside once Ethereum puts in a new all-time high. Number of users and holders steadily growing. I think we've created some very nice sound resounding bottoms. So I think those ecosystems are propped to the upside as well. But once again, nothing has really changed. It is just more of the same. Just retest of certain moving averages. Once again, in bull markets, crypto can drop 70, 75, 80% during bull runs for the altcoins, and 35, 30, 40, 25% for Bitcoin. If you cannot live with that, you will struggle. Finally, I would like to finish this with PulseChain, PulseX, incentive token, HEDRON and ICOSA, and PDI. So they've done very well in the past few days. We're now starting to go up, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4% per year on average. Per day. What am I saying? Per day. We are now recovering. I made a prediction a long time ago, which was everybody was calling those cryptos scam. Everybody was calling Richard Hart a scammer. I said, in my opinion, he is not. In my opinion, these coins will do incredibly well. The funniest part will be when these coins completely rip to the upside. And then people will say, they will come up with infinite reasons why, infinite narratives, infinite descriptions of the projects, etc. And I will say, the project is what it was in the beginning. There's no difference. You guys know I've disclosed my retirement coins a long time ago. I've done it during the week that they were targeted by the SEC, so people could never say, oh my God, this guy is here, for the pump. This guy is here just because these coins went up. He's not a true believer. No, I'm a true believer. I came in the worst possible time, and I doubled down when we put in a double bottom in this recent correction over the last 6 months. I doubled down on my conviction that this coins would do very well. I have more than 400 videos, and I invite you to find the video where I trash the coins, where I show any kind of non-belief, where I show any kind of frustration. Never. I've been extremely consistent. I mean, I made a prediction, I made a bet on where I think it can help me to achieve retirement. We'll see if I'm right. I don't know. I had a lot of time to cost average during this time period. Some days was very hard to do it. I'm not a machine or anything like that. Sometimes it was really hard to do it, but I trusted it. I thought, they are the same coins. I always liked them. I still like them, and I went for it. Will I be right? I don't know. Maybe I'll be completely wrong and these coins all go to zero. By the way, there was some further going around that, Richard Hart was about to go, about tax evasion in Finland and things like that. Apparently, all of that has been debunked. It was all, just smoke and mirrors. I haven't seen any development on that. I will need to see it. Once again, the projects are what they are. They've been deployed, they are active. If Richard goes to jail, if something happens to Richard, the projects will go on. CZ went to jail and BNB did a new all-time high. Why? Because BNB does not depend on CZ. Same thing goes for Richard Hart. If he dies or if he goes to jail, X staking will work the same, PulseChain will work the same, PulseX will be the same, the incentive token will be given for the yield farms. Nothing will change in that sense. That's the key. That's why, in my view, they can never be securities, because you're not reliant on someone to do some work and then basically distribute to you the profits like it would happen in any security. In any case, very curious to see how that's going to develop. I hope it keeps on going up. Don't forget, I think we're still in for some volatility. I still think we're going to put, to have Bitcoin above 80K before the end of November. We'll see if I'm right on that one as well. But in any case, some fireworks and some funny periods, some interesting periods will come. And we'll see if we also front run the top. I mean, I've been saying Q3, late Q2, Q3 2025. So far, I haven't seen anything that changes my mind. However, the exact tops will be known as we approach that time period. I still think that most likely Bitcoin next bear market will not go down more than 60%, but we'll see. Around 60% seems like an interesting bear market for the next one in Bitcoin, but we still need to hear things like, oh, this time there's not going to be bear market because of A, B, C, and D, or this time that will not happen because of whatever. People coming up with reasons upon reasons upon reasons of why something will not happen or will be different this time around. That is what you need to have to know that, okay, we've hit euphoria. Now it's people, everyone saying, okay, no more bear markets, we're finished. That's it, it's up only forever. When you hear stuff like that, that's the euphoria kicking in. I think we're still very far away from that. And I will leave it here, guys. Thank you very much for your support. Don't forget, drop that like and subscribe. Greatly helps the channel. And I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.